Welcome to the channel, folks. Clunkers and Classics. Where last episode we got this whole back end welded on there. Quarter panels, rear tail panel. Got the trunk lid, got the spoiler, but I just need the nuts for it to bolt on there. I'm gonna go up to the hardware store and get some. It's just about done for the whole back end, but we need to wrap up a few things, so that's what we're gonna do at the beginning of this video, and then we'll get some other stuff going. So it's welded on there, and I just got the primer in the spots that welded up, sanded down, put a little filler areas where it was all welded. Okay, we got everything welded except for this area here on the top, and I left that because this is a little rotten right here, and we're gonna cut some of this out and make a patch. I don't want to just fill it in, and so we need to weld this up and smooth it out like the other side. The other side's pretty much done. It needs to be skimmed over a little bit. Final little coat on there, sander it down. But yeah, this side's completely done. Okay, so yeah, we need to cut out a patch for that at least. And there's a little brace that kind of goes in there that it collected water in there, and that's what rotted that out. And there's some little pinholes in here I still need to fix. Couple right in here. Just gonna weld them up. Okay, now the back, to make it latch, we need to weld this on there. Well, before we put that on, this is the gas neck here. This goes something like that. The gas tank down here, I got some masking tape on it. That's what comes with it here. Little rubber. Give it a little bit of flex, I guess. To be right in there. Hopefully everything lines up. Oh yeah, it should. Right like that. Okay, so we have this to put on. You can get these gas caps and all different things that say RS or SS or Z28, I believe. Anyway, we got that. We just got the cheapest one for now. We got that. Then we got this brace here. So I assume we'll put this on after we put that stuff on. And I think, okay, something like that. Okay, and it gets welded to this, and weld in there and in there, I believe. Now we got the old one to look at. So here's the old tail panel here. This latch does still work, so we're going to reuse it. We got a lock set, but I probably won't put the lock in. We'll just use a screwdriver. So we just got to take them 3 bolts up. We'll reuse the latch. Yeah, you can see where it welds underneath here, and then right down in here. And you can see the old gas tank filler. This is pretty nasty. Let's see, it's all kind of rusty and nasty. 37 bucks I think it was for that fuel neck filler, but anyway. So yeah, we'll do that step. Now, the other thing we got is this little brace. I'm not sure if that's welded on. I think that is welded on there. We'll check after we may just cut that off so we can get at that bracket. I meant to check if I'll probably check, see if I can buy them new. It's a little brace. I got the new rear bumper coming, and it's a brace. There's 5 braces for the new bumper to mount to. That comes with the bumper is a brace here called the center brace. Then you got a brace here and a brace on this hole. So, and then 2 on that side. So you can see in this quarter here that, anyway, that brace goes right in here. See, and then on the inside of that, it's got this little brace here. Again, I don't know if that's welded on or glued on or what, but I said I'll see if I can find them. They make them new, but anyway, a big washer would work, but I just figured put something on there that looks factory if it's not too much of trouble getting it off. So anyway, that's what we're going to start with, those items. Those items here, that way we can get the and we can just stick a screwdriver through here and lock it and unlock it. Even though I put a little paint around here, I could put the new lock cylinder on there, but okay, so that's where we're gonna start. Okay, I'll be back. Well, guys, I reused the 4 screws there. So put that on. And it's lined up good with the gas tank. You can get in here, tighten up the 2 clamps. But then I noticed this was on the factory gas tank. And it's because I was like, well, what are these 4 holes for? Anyway, it's a little cover. This kind of disintegrated taking it off, but that comes out through here and goes underneath this. And it's just a little to keep fumes from coming in, or no, it wouldn't be from gas. I don't know. Anyway, I gotta take it all off. And I think it's kind of shrunk because if it was there, it looks like it would have to come down another inch or 2. So I don't know if I want to put that on or not. If I can't seal this up, it ain't gonna do much good unless I put some sealer around it or something. But it's, you know, 58 years old. Anyway, let me figure out if I want to put that on there. But yeah, here's the old gas neck. See, it's just all rusty on the top there. And that's where that brace welds to there, and I guess inside here. I have to drill some holes and weld it in there. So anyway, I'll be back. Okay guys, I took it apart and put this over top of it. Of course, it all disintegrated around there, and yeah, I just put some duct tape. That's not the right fix for it, but I don't think it's that important. It might be, but unless the gas condensates on that metal tube and fumes get out, I don't know. But anyway, that's all I'm doing to it. Okay, well, let me get this bracket here ready to put on there, and I'll be back. Okay guys, I ground down that area, a couple of holes in the bottom. I'm fixing to put some weld through primer, and then got a bunch of holes here. So I'm gonna go up underneath there and weld in there, and right in there. So let me put a little weld through primer on there and weld it on. I'll be back. Okay guys, got all this welded in, got the latch on there. This was on the old one. I know it's kind of, that looks like the sender wire, but it's spliced into a ground. But I just stuck that on there just so. Anyway, welded it all in here, but none of them held. I took the vice grips off and it just didn't penetrate. I don't know if it was because maybe the primer was not dry, or the bottom of the can. Anyway, I ended up welding it all in here, grinding that. I'll put a little seam sealer on there so she's solid in there, and then weld along the bottom here, and adjusted this so she latches. Sticks up just a hair, but I think we can fix that. Okay, well, I'm gonna move on. I gotta wait on somebody to come over and pull the transmission any minute now, and then we'll get rolling on something else here. Probably this patch over here, or we gotta take. I'm gonna see if I can take those little braces off. That little brace there, and this one here. In fact, I'll go in and see if they sell them new. And it's pretty thick, but I don't know if it's welded on there. I think it is. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay guys, I used my air hammer and popped these two off the old quarter panel. They are welded, so it's what, 3 welds? 3 welds, 1, 2, 3. And it goes, of course, goes from the inside here. Something like that. So I guess I'll reuse these, grind them up, and drill some holes, weld those two in, and try to chisel this back one off. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I cut this middle brace off the old thing over there. It wasn't easy because there was 2 layers of metal welded onto that. But anyway, that's about the best I can grind it. I think I can get some welds to stick, and then ground out these. These are $16 each, 16 something. This one I couldn't find. I didn't look real hard, but yeah, I don't know what that one would cost, but, or even if it's available. I mean, it should be. But anyway, I'm going to clamp them on, and that goes right in here. So I'm going to screw or clamp or something them on there and weld them in. So I'll be back. Okay guys, these holes are in the wrong spot. They're supposed to be up. I drilled the hole where they're supposed to be. This was in from the back like that, and yeah, they're just, I don't know, they're supposed to fit 67, 68, so maybe a 68 is down here, but this one is definitely there. I checked it on the old one 3 or 4 different times. It's like, no, that's, but now we don't know. Well, we don't know if it's over in the right spot, diagonally or horizontally. Hopefully they are, but then again, this one didn't line up, so we don't quite know. I should probably wait till I get the bumper and brackets here to make sure, because this is the first thing we got to line up is this middle one here, and then we can go from side to side, because we don't want the bumper sticking out too far or too in. Anyway, I'm going to drill them holes, but I'm not going to weld this one in. I am going to weld in the side ones here. Just drilled some holes there. We're going to stick that from the inside. I got some bolts here, and we'll just bolt that in, and grind this down a little bit and weld those two in there. And this one, we're just going to put, that's pretty thick metal here. I don't know if a screw is going to hold on to that. What we'll do is we'll put a couple of bolts and washers, maybe one bolt and washer there in the middle, until we get the bumper and brackets here. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, get that welded on there. There it is. There's that side, and here's the back brace there, and I just put 2 bolts in there for now. See, it's not centered. I don't know if it's supposed to be or not, you know. Well, I don't know until we get the bumper here, and we'll line it up, and I can weld these up. Actually, the bracket behind there comes down to there, and then the lip of the floor is right there, so I can weld them up pretty easy. But yeah, we want to make sure it's see the bracket. Yeah, the bracket comes a shorter to the center. The center was here. This comes to here, and then this one comes way over here. So I don't know if that's supposed to be right or not. I hacked the one off the old thing, so I can't line it up perfect to see. But anyway, we'll have to save that till the bumper gets here. Okay, well, I'm gonna put a little body filler over them welds and a little primer. I'm gonna put some seam sealer in here and clamp this. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, next day I'm out here. I put a little seam sealer in there and clamped it. So we'll take that off. Yeah, I smoothed it out a little bit with a paper towel with some paint thinner, just to smooth it out a little bit, but I didn't get it perfect. But anyway, I think we'll just leave it like that. Okay, I cut this piece of metal out here. I don't know, it's kind of dark, but that's where it was rotted out from that brace. Anyway, I'm gonna grind all this down. I'm gonna weld in that. I'm gonna grind it all and weld this whole piece up here, and then we can put some Duraglass and smooth it all out. So I think that's what I plan on doing now. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, we got that patch welded in there, and then all welded all the way down there. So I'm just going to mix up some Duraglass and put in that welded area for now and call it a night. It's past midnight, and then tomorrow we'll sand it all down, fill it in, smooth it out, and all that stuff. So I'll be back. Okay guys, next morning, so I put a coat of Duraglass reinforced Bondo glass. That's waterproof. I like to put that over the welds, sand it down a little bit, and we're going to put some regular body fill all over there, and use the block to that round block I showed. I guess I showed it last video. Hang on. I'm going to use these two blocks here. I'm going to put a little skim of body filler over here. I was in a rush to get this in primer before it got morning dew and stuff on it. So basically we're going to use a piece of sandpaper and just block it down. And then I've got the little round one here too. So, because it's curved. You know, it's curved, it's not flat. But yeah, that's how we're gonna shape this up with body filler. Once we get the shape roughed in, we can smooth it all out and prime it. So anyway, let me get some body fill on there and I'll be back. Okay guys, got all this ready to prime. And this side here, did a little more sanding around the edges, the jams. Put a little pour 15 here on the inside of the jams. Anyway, fixing to put on some primer and at least put some black paint on this deck lid after I prime it, because I got the spoiler nuts there. Went down to Ace Hardware and picked up eight nuts there to mount it. $6. Okay, I'll be back. Nikki's ready to go in the house, aren't you, Nikki? Huh? Hey, Nikki. Okay, guys, I got a coat of primer, or a couple of coats. One coat on this black, and then a couple of good coats all along where the body work is. And then I put a coat of black on the trunk, so we can, later on, we'll put that spoiler on. It's cloudy, but the sun comes right out, and then it's not too bad when it hides behind a cloud, but whew, it's hot, and it's going to be like close to 100 every day. Painted some all black all in here. We still got to, you know, put this bar in there whenever the bumper gets here, bumper and brackets. But anyway, I just put all some black in there, put a little black around the tail lights there, and fix those little areas there. So yeah, anyway, we want to put that spoiler on and make sure it's got a nice gap between here on both sides. It should, but done a bunch of work since I've had it off. So later on today, when I come back out, we'll do that and go from there. Find something else to do. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys, show you what I got done last night. Got the spoiler mounted. Put a bunch of silicone over on the top of all the holes there, so no water will get in there. Okay, I don't know what else I think I showed it being all painted in there. Some stuff came out of the order I made there the other day. Oh, anyway, she lines up good. It's got a good gap above both quarters. So that's good. Yeah, but the bumper is not going to be here for another 6 to 10 days. And then the chrome bumper bolts, a month, August 8th to 16th. It's like, well, here's a month delay on a couple of bolts. So I ordered some bolts from another supplier. They're 20 bucks, but or 23 bucks. So yeah, we got to wait on the bumper and the bolts to make sure this is going to line up good. I mean, it'll line up, but we got to make it line up, you know, by maybe drilling more holes in the brackets, and you know, anyway, we got to wait on that. So that's going to be a delay. I'll show you what I did get. I ordered all that stuff through Jegs, except for them brackets. Here's that interior screw kit. It just says 67 Camaro. Yeah, made in China. And then this is the body bolt kit. 67 to 68, 28 bolts, 4 nuts, 4 washers, 10 bolts for just everything on there. Like I said, I think this is 29 and this is like 49. So that's what we need. Got everything but the bumper bolt kit, bumper bolt. Then this rip off, I think. Let's see where it's made. It doesn't even say. They're starting to not even put where they're made on stuff anymore. Try to get around the tariffs. Anyway, yeah, 60 bucks for these 4. I unpacked them all. They were all in plastic. But yeah, 60 bucks for these 4 little pieces of metal. Well, what are you going to do? You can't make them, so you got to buy them. And yeah, anywhere from 60 to 100 bucks. See, I think Jegs, you know, I ordered these bolts from, I think they wanted 90 bucks for these. I said, nah, fuck that. I got it from another seller, whatever this seller is. Classic Headquarters for, it wasn't even called Classic Headquarters. It was another place. And they get it from just a middleman, I guess. Anyway, those are the bolts that you need to, and plus the middle one comes with a bumper. So we didn't need to buy that. No, that'd been another 30 bucks more. So anyway, we got that. There's, you know, there's a lock kit. And then these are the little drain plugs things. Just a few other stuff there collecting for that, but we're gonna have to wait on the bumper and the bumper bolts. The bumper will be here next, yeah, I already said that, next week or 6 to 8 days. But we need the bolts to put it on there, line it up. Okay, well, so it lines up pretty good, the gaps and everything. So I think that's about it for everything on the back, other than the bumper. Somebody said they were going to send me some taillights, but haven't heard anything. So I'll get some taillights. I'll send you if you pay shipping. But yeah, email me and let me know. I haven't heard nothing. Yeah, if anybody's got any parts laying around they don't need or whatever, let me know. Especially interior stuff. Need a lot of stuff. But anyway, guys, I think that's probably about it. I've been doing other stuff. You can see I cut all the grass here, sweating my balls off, cutting just this area here. It's every 4 or 5 days it gets a foot high. Did that, and then my tow pig here getting a misfire. I need another code reader because my code reader just said misfire. And I was like, well, which one? So I started looking, and one of the spark plug boots, the wire, it looked like it was snipped. It wasn't, but it looked like it was snipped right off, the spark plug wire from the boot to the spark plug. Looked like it was snipped. I just lucky I found it. I was just putting my fingers and stuff there. And anyway, I took one off the Nomad put on there, so I got to order a new set of spark plug wires. I don't know how it happened. I checked all the other wires and they were all good, not loose or fixing to break or anything. So I was working on that. I took the air cleaner and mass airflow sensor because the code was coming up for that. Took all the air cleaner apart, blew all that shit out, cleaned the mass airflow sensor. Then I found a spark plug. So they got the mass airflow sensor, O2 sensor, I think it's always been on. That's why I get terrible gas mileage with it. I guess I should replace them, but I haven't had luck with O2 sensors on anything I've replaced over the years on different cars. Place an O2 sensor and it doesn't do a damn thing. So I quit buying them. You know, it used to be 80 bucks each. I don't know what they are now, but screw it. I'm gonna put in the extra gas that it burns. Doesn't affect the power or nothing. So anyway, been messing with that stuff. See, it's not only the grass that gets high. I got a problem with these damn things here. You know, I run the lawnmower over some of them over here, and they just grow quick. I cut some grass over here last week, but anyway, just get comments all the time. Cut your grass. Where's your weed eater? Sanford, where's your weed eater? Yeah, well, grab yours and come on over. I got a lot of work for you to do here if you're that worried about it. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, it got limited time. It's 95, gonna be 95 today and for the foreseeable future. Although it's a little cloudy, which helps from the sun beating down. And and it's supposed to be 60% chance of rain this weekend, which I'd rather not have the rain. But anyway, I think we're just going to end this video on that and start fresh on, I think the floors will be next. I got all the floor parts for this. So instead of starting halfway through a video on floors, we'll start a fresh video on the floors, and we'll get that done in a video or two. You know, it always takes longer than I think. That, and yeah, we still got the van. We'll get rolling on that. I need to go to the paint store and possibly buy all their old Nason 2K urethane paint, like I mentioned before in another video. I think I'll just go ahead and, if he can give me a good deal, I'll just go ahead and buy all that stuff and maybe try to sell some of it. I'll give you guys first dibs if you want to buy any, because I still have no idea what color I want to paint this. even though part of it's going to go white, like the roof. I'm probably definitely going to paint the roof white, because white's the cheapest. But then again, if I get a whole bunch of gallons of different color stuff, the cost ain't going to matter too much. And it's probably going to go more than one color. That's what I'm thinking. If I paint 2 or 3 or 4 colors on this, probably best to go buy all that paint and try to sell some to offset the cost. But anyway, I'm going to do that. What else is going on? Let me light the cigarette and I'll tell you. So the local junkyard in Durant, if I got any viewers, R&D, he's closing up shop. I get on there every now and then. I order my windshields through there, go down there, see what he's got. And the last few times there's no cars there. So I go, well, what's going on? Well, I'm gonna sell the place. Got a few offers, see if they'll come through and all that. And but yeah, I was down there when I was doing Bumblebee and see if he had any parts cars or any parts. And he actually said, I got 2 of them. I don't know what years they are. They're the new 78 to 81, I guess, the rubber bumper ones. And I went and looked at them. This is about the only 2 cars on his whole acreage there. He crushed everything else. He only got a couple of cars. And I don't know. One of them's got all the parts to build it, but they're all just thrown in the inside. It's supposed to have run. It run years ago. I don't know. I can't remember. I should have taken my camera with me, which I will this time. And I can't remember what he wanted for them. I think he wanted $2,500 each or something. And I was like, nah, there's no way. I said, I bought mine for $1,000 running. And anyway, he called me up because he just lives down the road here. He moved. And he said he's going to build a shop at his place and just work out of his house there. And so he called me up and he wanted a hatchback. He said, oh, I just got in a 91 or 92 Camaro with a busted hatch glass. Do you have one? I said, yeah, I got 2 of them. So he actually come over here and bought a hatchback from me. And then I asked him about, we were talking about stuff, and I asked him about that those 2 Camaros again. And he started talking, but then he was kind of in a hurry, and then he left, and I thought, fuck, I forgot. Anyway, I want to make a deal and buy both them off of them, since I sold Bumblebee. But I'm not giving them $2,500 each. You know, I told them, I said, they're really not worth fixing. You can't make any money on them or anything. The average person can't unless you got a lot of parts. So anyway, I'm gonna run up there, guys, and I'm gonna see if I can make a deal with them. And if I can, I'm gonna buy them both. But not, I think he's probably desperate to sell them, and I know he's not gonna fix them up. I just have to talk to him and say, hey, listen, you know you're never gonna get around to fixing these things. Why not just sell them to me? So he might. And I have bought cars from off of them before. I bought a Corvette from him. I bought the '69 Chevelle parts car for mine. Give him $700 for it. So I don't know. I'm thinking the highest I'll give him is like $2 grand, $2,500 for both them Camaros. But anyway, when I go up there, I'm going to bring my camera, and we're going to walk around and videotape everything and see exactly what it needs. Because, you know, he says, oh, this one's got all the parts to build it. But if it doesn't, it's going to cost a fortune to buy the stuff to fix it. So anyway, that might be a separate video coming up. I think I'll run down. Hell, I might go today. This sun is just beaten down. I can run out there in my air-conditioned car and go look. instead of wasting the day away. So yeah, we may have that video coming up. Let me know if you keep an eye out for it. See if you would buy them or fix them. I ain't got the time to fix them, but they'll go on the back burner for a future build, future project. I'd rather finish the van on this first, but I don't know. This, you know, I gotta wait for a drivetrain for this. So, you know, we may be stuck at some point waiting on a drivetrain. But we can get the body and a lot of stuff done in the meantime. But anyway, so we'll leave the video at that. That's what's coming up. Yeah, I'll run down to the paint store and I'll run out to that wrecking yard, see if I can buy them Camaros. And we'll go from there. And yeah, like I said, stay tuned. We'll it's been a while, but I wonder how. I don't know. I'm guessing he has 25 to 50 gallons of paint at least. But like I mentioned before, some of it's that synthetic blue can stuff that ain't worth a lot, but to me, yeah, to me it's not really worth buying. But I might buy it if it's cheap enough, because I got the other 2K urethane for like 50 a gallon. That's fine. But if he wants 50 a gallon for that cheap synthetic, no. I'll say, okay, I'll give you 50 for all the synthetic, but 20 bucks for the urethane and 20 bucks a gallon for the synthetic. See if he'll go for something like that. So anyway, I think that's what I'll do here in the next day or two. Paint and the wrecking yard, see about them 2 Camaros. Okay guys, well, subscribe if you haven't, like, comment, share. And we'll see y'all next video. Thanks everybody for watching.